option and like you don't know her and I guess you're struggling.
But like
she's your daughter.
She's your daughter. Also, $20,000 is pretty steep.
That's a lot of money. Like, I don't think you're going to, like, miss out on $20,000 worth of, like, paychecks for your recovery time.
Also, like,
for this.
Odds are your company will pay you for your time off.
Yeah, probably. If you're, like, going through a surgery.
Yeah.
Even if it is elective.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I don't know. It's complicated. And then, yeah, the episode's over. So, Spirit Squad Captain?
No.
I don't know. Holly J, sure. For she, like, reached out and met her birth mom. She took this adoption news, like, pretty well.
Real well. Rolled with the punches.
Yeah.
Did what she had to do.
Holly J.
Ship.
I don't know. Claire and Jake? Sure. I don't know.
Sure, why not?
The only, like, non-problematic pairing in the episode, I guess. Moral. Be mindful when you are just be mindful about your health and surgeries, whether they're elective or you need a kidney transplant. I don't know.
Don't try to force something that isn't there.
Yeah.
That is, for the record, that is Imogen exclusive. That has nothing to do with Adam. That is just Imogen trying to force this Eli thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. All right. Grapevine.
We have a lot of emails, so if you've tweeted at us and we don't mention the tweet, sorry, we have too many emails and only so much time. All right, so this is from Rachel. Hi, Kelsey and Holland. I'm Rachel, a longtime fan from Bermuda. Oh, cool. Who is currently at university in the UK. In Bermuda, we get American TV, so I used to watch Degrassi on the N and Teen Nick. I'm a bit younger than you queens as I started watching Degrassi in season 10, but also managed to catch up on previous seasons by watching reruns of the old episodes. As season 10 was my first season, Claire is my OTP, and I can't wait for you guys to see how Eli and Claire evolve through the series. I know I'm too old to still watch Degrassi, but somehow whenever a new season comes out, especially as it's on Netflix now, I find myself binging the episodes in a couple of days. I'm pretty sure they didn't have Degrassi on TV here in the UK, as none of my friends watched it, so I can't reminisce about it with them. I love the discussions you have about the characters and all the references to pop culture and other TV shows. It brings back all the memes. Whenever I meet someone new from Canada, I jokingly bring up Degrassi, and a Canadian exchange student at my university went to the same high school as the actor who plays Owen. She said he was a few years older, so she didn't really know him and couldn't comment on his personality in real life.
Darn.
Here's some fun facts I've discovered about Degrassi. I followed Shane Kipple on Instagram, and he sometimes posts about his acting comedy group called Wise Guys with other Degrassi alumni like Dalmar Abuzed, Danny, Raymond Ablak, Sav, Scott Patterson, Johnny DeMarco, Melinda Shankar, Allie, Luke Drew.
Is it Patterson or Paterson? It has like one T in it.
It has one T, but I've never heard of a last name Paterson, so I'm going with Patterson.
But that's not a double T.
Yeah, but last names are weird and
dumb.
I
don't know.
Mine has a random C in there. Unclear as to why.
But they're weird and dumb, so it could be Paterson.
It could. That's true.
So let us know the pronunciation of Johnny DeMarco's last name in real life. Actually, I don't really care, but whatever.
Yeah, I can't even pronounce Drew, so it's fine.
Bialik? I have no idea.
Billick? Unclear. Monroe Chamber and Aislinn Paul, who play Eli and Claire, were in a made-for-TV Lifetime movie together before they were on Degrassi, based on a real event called Murder in the Hamptons, where they played twin siblings.
We need to watch this movie.
Why have we not watched? Did you hear me getting excited as I read this description?
Did you watch the YouTube clip she sent?
No. The editing of this is hilarious. So 2000 and late. Thank you for bringing it back.
Thanks for remembering. Because we do not.
No, I forget everything. I like to do things more in theory than in practice. I have not watched this YouTube clip. And I was going to say that I will. We know I won't. We'll
watch it after this.
Okay, that's fair. Because I really want to see Murder in the Hamptons. That sounds incredible.
Do the twins murder? We got to watch it.
Oh, we gotta watch it. Next wine night. That's what's happening.
Yes.
watch Murder
More
in the
Degrassi
Hamptons.
show. It's Murder in the Hamptons in Greece.
Yes. Oh my God, we should watch Grease.
Murder in the Hamptons first so we can get drunk, and then when Grease happens, we're just like belting everything.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have to be that drunk.
That's very
Grease.
true.
We were.
I will belt no matter what.
Listen, we were stone cold sober at 10 o'clock in the morning watching Hercules in my bed singing.
Well, stone cold hungover, but yeah,
still, it was the morning.
Yes.
It was the morning, and we had coffee, and we were singing Go the Distance.
Yes.
So.
And I won't say I'm in love like 5 times.
So many times. It's so good. All right. Continuing. Stephen Stone, the husband of co-creator of the Degrassi universe, Lyndon Schuler. You guys, I can't pronounce.
Skylar?
Who cares? Can't pronounce last names. And the executive producer of Degrassi: The Next Generation, as well as one of the composers of the Degrassi theme music, just came out with a book called Whatever It Takes. Parentheses, what a great name. About his time in the Canadian TV and music industries. Might be an interesting read for all Panthers out there. Also, please watch this interview of Stephen Stone, unclear.
Stone?
Sure. Given by Miriam McDonald. In it, he says that he regrets having Emma and Spinner get married and Spinner getting married storyline on the show. Fucking finally.
Oh, I've watched that video.
Yeah. It's been sent to me 600,000 times. Finally, a question for you two. Do you listen to any podcasts like yours which talk about all the episodes of a nostalgic TV show? Any you recommend? Sorry for the long email and keep up the great work. Rachel, we love a long email and thank you. Let's see. I listened to a Buffy one called Buffering the Vampire Slayer. And I listened to a Daria one called Sicker Sadder World.
We've talked about Gilmore Guys.
Yep.
And Best of Friends.
I
don't listen to those anymore.
Me neither. Well, I finished Gilmore Guys and I only listened to about half of Best of Friends. I haven't listened to it, so I don't know if I can recommend it, but my coworker's brother is a co-host of the Gossip Guys podcast.
Oh my God. I need to listen to that.
Yeah. I don't know if it's any good, but he does it and it exists. So you can check that out.
I don't listen to any other like episode by episode ones though.
Yeah. I think I just do, I'm looking at my podcast now. I do Buffering the Vampire Slayer and I do Sicker Sadder World. And I guess that's all I used to do a lot more, but that's all I do now.
The only other like episodic-esque thing that I listen to, but it's books, is the Babysitters Club, who have been on the show. Hey.
Yeah, they have. Shouts out.
To Jack and Tanner. But that's also a good one. But yeah, no. Otherwise, I don't really listen to anything else like that. I'm still catching up on my favorite murder. I'm like almost caught up.
It's still my favorite podcast.
But yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
But we also have an email from Catherine. And it's just, the subject is Degrassi thoughts. And it starts, "Hi, Kelsey and Holland. This email might be long. I'm warning you now." They're all long, Catherine. We're into it. We're used to it. Send, type away. Caitlin sends us like 3 essay emails in a row all the time, and we read all of it.
Shouts out Caitlin, who is also now my Twitter friend.
Perfect.
We were drunk tweeting at each other on Saturday.
Oh my God, amazing. But she says, "I wanted to start out by saying that I love your podcast. It keeps me entertained during downtime at work and on the long drives home. It makes me feel like I'm discussing Degrassi with my friends. Also, the audio quality of the podcasts are great. Thank you. I know some people Skype in and it sounds like the person is there with you. I feel like our Sean ones are a little rougher, but we try our best. I've listened to some podcasts where the people call in and it's kind of hard to hear. The special guests are great too. Your podcast title always makes me laugh because I say whatever it takes often thanks to Degrassi. My heart glows whenever a character says it. Anyway, I didn't have the end when I was younger, so when my peers talked about Jimmy getting shot or JT dying, I sat there and pretended I knew what they were talking about. I caught a few Degrassi episodes here and there, but really started watching consistently with Degrassi Takes Manhattan. Terrible place to start, I know. Even with my limited Degrassi knowledge, I knew Spinner and Emma were terrible together. Thanks to YouTube, I have seen all of the episodes now, and I watch Next Class. It really isn't too bad, but I'm also in my mid-20s and watching teenagers, so there's that. I'm almost done with season 5 of your podcast. Hopefully I'll be able to catch up before you two are finished with the entire series. I'm curious to know your thoughts on Eli and Claire, so I'm excited to get to them in the podcast episodes. I hated them together when I first watched, but I was also a bit younger, and maybe it'll be different being able to watch the episodes right after the other. It seemed like it dragged on forever. I don't want to give away any spoilers, but Claire hooks up with another guy in season 13, and I liked their friendship/tiny romance a lot better. Also, Degrassi High and Degrassi Junior High are fantastic. It's cool to see how Snake, Spike, Joey, and Caitlin started. Snake is such a good guy, minus the cheating on Spike storyline in TNG. Caitlin and Spike are both wonderful. Joey is not the best. I also need to know your thoughts on Stephanie K. She's in Degrassi Junior High only, but she's something else. Plus, the fashion is great. I think that's everything. Thanks for making such a great podcast. Thank you, Catherine.
Thank you, Catherine.
Yeah. The longer we do this, the more I do want to watch Degrassi Junior High and Degrassi High.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see baby Spike and Snake and Caitlin and Joey.
Me too.
And to learn about Wheels' origin story.
I have so many questions about Wheels. We also got an email from Bailey, which is, she basically wrote us the longest, most amazing fan fiction. It's so long we cannot read it on this.
It's actually too long to read.
Which I don't know if we've ever said that before, but it is.
It's like, it's so long.
It's so detailed.
It would take us another 15 minutes to
But
read
we
it.
wanted to give her a shout out because it's amazing. And also I wanted to read my favorite line of the entire thing, which is, Peter is not in the show and is never spoken of. She goes through every single character,
so basically,
including Terry.
We haven't described what she did yet.
Sorry. It's just so good. I'm just so delighted.
She basically sent us a Degrassi reboot fan fiction that would take place 10-ish years from now, with all of the OG Next Generation people grown up, like Paige, Spinner, Emma, Craig, Ellie, etc., etc. It starts with Craig coming back. Craig finding out he has a child that he didn't know about, who's now old enough to go to Degrassi. So he moves back to Toronto and lives with Joey, and they raise this child he didn't know about, and who's really angsty. The one thing is, every single child of a Degrassi character that she proposed is, extremely angsty and, damaged in some way, except for, maybe Liberty's? I don't know.
Unclear.
Actually, no, Liberty's was, it's her adopted kid who comes back. And she's I'm gonna have to, tweak the timeline. It's just, she, has, a main character have, a child, and, almost all of them.
It's incredible. And so long, but it's so good. We both really enjoyed it. We texted each other about it. It was a good time. It was just a delight.
And then Ellie and Ashley come back, and there's a love triangle between them and Craig.
But
and
he obviously picks Ellie because Ellie is back from being terrible.
And then there's Emma and Spinner are somehow still together but then we learned that way back when, Emma and Sean had a one night stand when he was on leave, but then he comes back for good, and Emma's child with Spinner, quote unquote, looks an awful lot like Sean. What does she say?
Something about eyebrows. Wait, where is it? Spinner is a little puzzled when the baby is born with full, dark, manicured eyebrows, but God bless him.
Spin is still dim as ever, and he never catches on until Sean is discharged from the army and moves back to Toronto to open his mechanic shop, which he is now qualified to do because he has a university degree thanks to the GI Bill, which I realize is an American thing, but Canada probably has something similar, right? Maybe it's not different. That's just one tiny snippet of the email. It's all like this. It's amazing.
It's incredible. I wish we could read the whole thing, but this podcast has already gone on for... Well,
his name
we're
is
gonna
Stryker
edit, but...
Mason Cameron, so I guess we eventually find out that he's Sean's son, but I don't know.
It's unclear.
Snake is still the principal. I guess Jane comes back. Manny and Jay had children early on, and they come back. I guess they have twins. I don't remember.
I don't know.
Oh
Hazel's
yeah,
around.
She named Craig's son Julio after his mom Julia. I forgot about Julio, which is amazing,
hilarious. Because she calls herself out for being which doesn't even make sense because Craig didn't know the baby existed. Just happenstance. It just worked out that way.
Oh my god.
She a whole bit on
then
Hazel.
Liberty's a lawyer, and her and JT's son shows up at their door. and like apparently lives with her for some reason.